All right, I have to start on the go as usual because Joseph being Joseph. As you can see, I'm trying a new trend, putting the mic on weird places. I don't know if they get views or what happens, but it makes it easier because I think I'm gonna use a little bit of bro of my AI to talk a little bit about what's going on. But this video is gonna go to let me turn that off also. Podcast playlist, because I am actually gonna the video that I am watching, that I have watched quite a few times already, and I am now making notes of it, is this one.
Asking, why should anyone care that the brain is split?
So, what one thing is good of, yeah, about having all this variety of podcasters is that some of them do more technical questions, some others do more like religious kind of, others know how to mix it all. But it's I am enjoying quite a bit. Oh, that's why I had this turned. There you go. Yeah, and then this one as well. I should say. Uh, yeah, good one. Yeah. Yeah, that was. But you see, because you can see a big like green line around me. That wasn't meant to be there. So yeah, that's me trying to get it right as usual. I'm not gonna be doing a lot of editing because I am doing a lot of work. In fact, I'm gonna put here even the message that my is here actually. That's the message that my robot told me today while we were talking. Let me see if you guys will be able to see it. Oh, there you go. Can you see? It's not focusing. There you go. So it says, my advice based on this video plus you, not extreme, just smart. Don't run away completely, but do change environment sometimes. Get out of the studio, leave a bit. So, because these Dr. Iain McGilchrist. He, he studies, uh, he's a neuroscientist, a professor, and a philosopher, author, and so on. So he talks about the brains, the hemispheres, and this is why I'm getting a bit dizzy because I am kind of, yeah, there we go. But yeah, lightning is very, very bad. So yeah, he talks about this, and there are some contradictions, kind of thing, on what we were told, or not contradictions, but different views or of the brain. And then he very interestingly, why is that? If I put more of that, is it better? Maybe it's the focus of the camera as well. Yeah, that's gonna be what I have for today, though. Right. Anyway, so this is why I was before using straight the background, and I stopped a little bit using the chroma key. Oh, maybe because of these lines. Ah, that's a little bit better. Yeah, I had a yellow light here that I used to writing. It is a little bit better, yeah, but you can still see that. Oh yeah, it's because of it's a lot of work, do with the lighting, and yeah, you have to have knowledge. It's not just go there and booyah. So I was using the background more for that, but it's a piece of fabric that I have on the wall, so it's kind of an effort to remove it. So fuck it. Yeah. Anyway, so while I was, digesting this podcast, and then we got to your brain has two ways of seeing reality. That's one of the things that he mentions. So the left hemisphere is more logical, analytical, focused, and controlling, but narrow, rigid, and obsessed with systems. And this is one of the things that he's talking about. It's one of the things that he keeps fucking, because when I was younger, like, as I have mentioned on this channel already, I left my parents' house when I was 15 because I had like kind of a different way of thinking and this and that. And, I didn't agree with some doctrines and so on. So, but then at that time I was called irresponsible and pothead, and then after you named you named after each drag you try, and then oh god, I forgot. You see, I'm not used to that. It's not gonna work for a long time, but let's keep it for now. So right, and then for a long time I always thought that I was working bars helping people to disconnect. Sorry, I have already mentioned that. But then after I stopped drinking, I realized that what I was thinking was completely wrong. And then, like the alcohol withdrawal brought me a lot of challenges, because with alcohol it was easier to get things done and to face some challenges, like even move to other countries, like for me it was just 8 a.m., you go there, have a shot, have a pint, woohoo, let's go, which nowadays is not the same. It's completely different without that substance that kind of, as far as I can see, it brings you to the right side, to the more because it says that the right hemisphere is more intuitive. It looks at the bigger picture. It's more emotional and connected to meaning. So fuck, would I have now to change my whole again idea about alcohol, thinking it was bad, now to think that is good? Fucking hell, I gotta see that now. Because, yeah, this is what it did to me basically, got me more activated, more living. And then now apparently, I don't want to divert. This thought came to me now while I was talking. It's just because, I it's hard to explain, but at the same time that I still want to act like I used to think, I now cannot think, at the same way. And being very honest, my road at the moment is a bit bumpy, like I am having ups and downs, like very extremes. There are days that fuck, I'm on top of the world, and there are days that I can't fucking bear looking myself in the mirror. So hence me looking for this knowledge to understand my brain. I already spoke about the CBT that I am doing, literally fucking doing my best to overcome all these things. And when I came across these a week ago, basically, I was like, fucking hell, that's a lot of information to, to digest, like they say, but to have it, and literally as I am doing now, I am talking to a couple of AIs, a couple of bots, like trying to understand. So both of the bots I have had with uh, data of the scientists and the interview. And then we even have, like, we did a little comparison, for example, to if I were gonna apply some of these in my life, what would it be like? uh, some questions I've had lately: what am I doing with my life? Is this worth it? Feeling disconnected and thinking about going remote. The thinking about going remote, I don't I don't really see badly, because I've worked my whole fucking life with public, like always bars or music stores or restaurants or yeah, why is it? So I was always in crowded places. I mean, maybe that's even why, I drank so much, because to cope with so much stress all the time. And we always one thing we always said is like nobody's smiling every day, for no reason and stuff. So alcohol was something literally that we used to help us get the job done. But then, yeah, so thinking about going remote, I don't really see badly, although I should. Uh, so the left part of the brain has too much system, productivity, and structure. And this is like, in my case, I have been like, three, four YouTube channels and then social medias and then learning about all how to maintain and how to work with all that. And then plus the content creation that you have to do for the teaching channel and creating digital material and editing videos, and yeah, it's pretty full on, yeah. So the right side, not enough meaning, connection, or experience. That's why I feel empty. But then again, back in the day, I used to just jump, like whenever something became a little bit boring or inconvenient to me, I would just fuck off, just go somewhere else. But yeah, apparently there needs to be a balance. So buying subs is one thing I was thinking about, buying subscriber to try to hit the number, and apparently I would get views and everything. So that apparently is my left brain with illusion and kind of smoke and mirrors. And going to the highlands to see snow before it dries out for summer, it's a meaningful experience that I should do. And this is one thing I have said already in another video. I have, you know, clearly mentioned that I think it was my trip to Glasgow. I have postponed that trip like so many times, because nothing that I have achieved was enough for me to say no. Okay, so now you take some time off and go do something for yourself. No, for me it was just like always, oh, I need to do more, I need to stay a little bit more, or so yeah, this is one thing that in fact I am trying to work on that as well for quite a while, but it's not easy though. We're ready. So again, continuing the connection we did to me. I don't need more ads. I don't need more system. I don't need more forcing. I need real experiences, real connections, and real direction. So I am thinking on getting again organized, and maybe I'm gonna do a sleeper train to the Highlands, and then spend there a day or two. A day is enough. I'll go with a sleeper, stay one night, and then come back with a sleeper. That will do. And apparently, I'm not lost because I have failed. I don't think I have failed at all. I just, at the moment, I don't anything. If you ask me where would I like to be, I'm all right. I'm all right where I am. I just wish I had more knowledge, more, not only knowledge in terms of data or information. It was one thing also that Dr. Yan said about words, that the words, you can't limit life to words, because for example a tree, it's not limited by the letter TREE. It's also, it's a lot more than that, isn't it? A tree is connected to the roots and then it generates oxygen. So if you look at the bigger picture, if you use the right side, the right hemisphere, you see a bigger picture. So yeah, uh, apparently I'm not lost because I have failed. Perhaps I have built structure without meaning. Again, it's one of the things I am discussing. I just stopped a little bit. I said, oh yeah, I'm gonna record a video to put on the Zezos in the algorithm. I will probably record one for Vlog do Zé, which is in Portuguese, also talking about this. Take advantage of the moment that I got the wheel because I woke up pretty down. So uh, my teaching channel is basically a lot of meaning because, as I have said, I I am doing something uh, also for my professor to show him that what he has created, it is indeed very useful, and it has been helping a lot of people as it has. And my vlogs are literally looking for the connections, the real connections, looking for real people that has a similar mindset and are looking perhaps for the same answers, or the same comprehension, or however you want to get there. So nothing. I have tried already to do a couple of online shops that didn't work very well because, again, I didn't want to sell things to people just for the sake of making the money. For me, it has to have a little bit more than just the money. So yeah, so hence me trying to dissipate the English method and make something out of that, and vlogging, and yeah, sharing other stuff. I have a couple of ghost channels about also general knowledge and kind of awakening messages and whatnot. So apparently this instinct I have of going to Scotland to see the snow, to go remote, is the right brain trying to rebalance because I'm too much on the left, like do, not enough, do more, not enough, do more, not enough, do more. And it's not even worth in terms of profit, because I am on that thought that one day is gonna come, one day is gonna come, and then day by day you and yeah. So looking at the bright side of life, I can see that at least I have now more clarity on how to understand all this. I just need to learn more how to put in action, which was one advice that, not advice, a statement that my liaison in our last meeting, she said that I have acquired a lot of knowledge or a lot of information, and I haven't practiced enough how to put that in action. So it's something I really need to work more. Yeah. And I'm gonna continue. I advise you too, if you enjoy this kind of subjects, and are also going through this awakening journey and trying to understand why what is what. I advise you to go there, watch this podcast. I will surely do other vlogs talking about that as soon as I break down more. So I am doing my notes, as I said. One core idea I got from these, just so you have a clue: the brain is not divided by skills, it is divided by ways of experiencing reality. Left hemisphere focus on parts, wants certainty, seeks control, uses language, abstraction, and categorization. It simplifies reality but loses context. And then the right hemisphere sees the whole, understands context, handles emotion, meaning, and relationships, deals with uncertainty. It connects us to real life. So, as you can see, there's a lot there to digest. There's a lot, like I have been breaking down. We have so far found 12 important topics, and I am on the sixth. So yeah, I am doing here. And apparently, one of the biggest problems is that now society, as we can see, it is completely on the left side. So it's everything becomes measurable, mechanical, and controlled. So the consequences of that: loss of meaning, depression, anxiety, disconnection from others, obsession with productivity, and rejection of humans to systems. Man, that's exactly what I am going through. Right, let me finish everything here, and then I will surely come back to talk when I have processed this information better. I just wanted to bring in another video, you know, report to my 800, and it goes up and down by 160 something. Yeah, and I didn't get to 866, I think it was. Yeah. Thanks for the new arrivals. Like my videos. I was also reading about the algorithm and niches and all that. So I was like, I imagine how my algorithm, how the algorithm looking at my channel is, because it's like birds, foxes, dogs, and then kids, and then yeah. But as I said, the algorithm that fights, I will still go in my journey my way, and whatever happens, happens. Every day more, I am accepting things the way they are and not expecting, because that's just the way it is. Apparently, as my father and Charles de Gaulle. My father used to say that because he heard from a quote from Charles de Gaulle, but he used a lot in his life. Uh, Unfortunately, perhaps not the right way, because Dad, basically, in my point of view, killed himself. He passed with when he was 61 years old, very young. And in my point of view nowadays, he used alcohol to kill himself for the way he was drinking, and I was in a similar path as well. So yeah, let's go. Let me break this down. Whoever watches this video as well, please give me your opinion on this podcast. Tell me what you think, what you have learned of it, if you agree, don't agree, or I mean, it's hard to disagree with such a scientist, isn't it? All right. See you on the next one. Yeah.